I'm not too sure if you guys recognize this car. It looks like I don't even recognize this car. It is actually Landon's car. This car got a fresh paint job from outside to door jamb, black handle with a black mirror, kind of like the RS style. But this car, guys, it's super mint. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Another day here in paradise at the Big Island, Hawaii. I'm gonna be working on Landon's car, his Evo 9 MR. If you guys remember that last year we ended up doing a lot of things on the car. What did we do? We did some fuel injectors, AEM fuel rail, fuel pump. We also installed the MEP manifold, some boost controller, all that good stuff. Got the car tuned, got it all dialed in before I moved to Vegas. Now the car is back for some more goodies. We have a big project ahead of us. So my boy Landon got some GSC S2 cams that we're gonna be installing, valve springs and retainers, some GSC, and also GSC zero tick lifters. Kind of opening up the package just to make sure we have everything that we have and what we'll be working with. Very excited to honestly just to go ahead and pop the valve cover and get this installed. This is actually my first Evo 9 MR that I've ever going to be doing for installing camshaft. So of course you're gonna have to deal with the Maybach on the intake side, and you do have two cam angle sensor. It's similar to like the regular 4G63 without the Maybach. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be starting with, just doing the cams, valve springs, retainers, and he has other stuff that we're gonna go ahead and get installed, but I want to go ahead and tackle this first just because it's a little bit more time consuming. We do have like the downpipe and also the open dump that is in the trunk, but that is a little bit more easier and more faster, so I'd rather just focus on doing the engine work first, and then we can start doing the stuff after. So I just got two of the valve springs on the exhaust side. With this special tool, this comes really handy. So what I end up doing is that I make sure that piston 1 and 4 are at top dead center, so that way the valves doesn't really fall. Two valve springs are removed. You have all the camshaft, cam holders, all the bowls, rollers, and the lifters. So we're not even going to be using that, but I'm going to go ahead and just focus on banging out the valve springs first. So it's going to take a little bit of process. I'm very excited to get this thing done. just finishing up the cylinder 1 and 4 on the valve springs and retainers on the intake and exhaust side. Man, these things looks pretty nice on top over here. So here's a comparison on a side-by-side of how a stock valve spring looks like and with the GSC. This one over here is a little bit more beefier than this. It's gonna be really nice once we go ahead and finishing up on cylinder 2 and 3. Got it at top dead center, so we can go ahead and knock that out, and then we can go ahead and install everything back on the car, which is these guys over here. These ones you don't really need to bleed because obviously there's no oils. You can go ahead and get this thing all lubed up, slap it on top of the head, and then we can go ahead and install the new GSC S2 cams, put these cam gears on top of the GSC, reinstall everything back on the car, and hopefully everything turns out according to plan. I gotta say, these GSC camshaft S2s are so freaking beautiful. This thing looks crazy brand new. Oh my gosh, this is actually the first time I get to see a GSC cams in person before. We made some huge progress on Landon's Evo 9 MR. We got the GSC cams in, the valve springs and retainers, GSC Zero Tech lifters, everything on the cylinder head is all good to go. So the one thing that actually happened from the beginning when we went to go and start removing all the parts was that this bolt over here, this is the oil filter housing, the bolt snapped off, which we were trying to remove the belt tensioner. That did not go how I wanted to be. So I ended up taking the oil filter housing so we can go ahead get this thing dropped off to my friend guy's shop at back half, Benny and Kev. They're gonna go ahead and get this thing taken care of for me. I'm never a huge fan on having any hardwares that is snapped into any engine components, because I'm not really good at removing all those kind of stuff, and I'm not a big fan of it. So thankfully they're gonna go ahead and get that taken care of. We can go ahead and get that dropped off at the shop later on tonight, and then we can go ahead and continue on tomorrow, finishing up on Landon's car. The only thing that we have to do now is to do the open dump, down pipe, change some gasket. Also, we're gonna do some oil change. We're gonna go ahead and put some torque solution bushing for the cable shifter and also the shifter block, and then we should be able to get enough time to tune the car, get it done, get it all dialed in from Mr. Don Pinnell Zombie Works. So he's the last one that got the car tuned, and it makes some good power. Super excited to hear how the car is gonna run with the GSC cams. It's probably gonna look pretty aggressive, so looking forward to it. And I must say though, working on the 4G63 with the Myvec is not really that bad. Everything else was going real smooth, and I'm happy to be part of this car to, you know, get this thing all where it needs to be. I mean, especially when this car is about over 200,000 miles. And I told Landon, trying to convince him to do some piston and rods. We can just remove the head and do piston and rods, hone the cylinder walls, and change the rod bearings, and then this car should really make some jam. I'm excited for the outcome. Hopefully everything goes well on the next video when you guys watch it, and once the car gets all tuned and everything, it's gonna wake up the car for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Everything that we install on Landon's car, we'll have it down in the description box below. Aloha, I'll see you guys on the next one.